Your cash is about to become trash as we enter into a cashless society in 2023 and a digital dollar that's being introduced to save our society. But take a look at articles coming out today. Digital dollar development stirs transaction tracking tensions. And take a look, will cash withdrawals ever be replaced? How far away are we from a cashless society? This coming out March 30th, just a couple days ago, and we're hearing we are not far away at all. Now, we had heard that this was going to be coming down the road. Well, take a look at this. Coming out March 20th, Federal Reserve announces July launch for FedNow services. And that's absolutely incredible. They've sped it up, saying that we need to get this done right away. The timeline has been warp speeded in 2023. Let's take a look at this. Now, this is an article that I reported on 2 years ago when it came out. And I let you know, I was taking a look at the Federal Reserve's reports, and the 2021-2022 reports said that a U.S. digital dollar was on the way. They were analyzing the impacts, the effects, how well they could do this, and they said by the year 2030 they wanted to get away from cash. They wanted to introduce their own digital dollar that would be centralized, controlled by the big bank. And take a look, Wall Street banks brace for digital dollar as the next big disruptive force. This came out 2 years ago, almost exactly. Now, in here, they talk about some of the same things we're dealing with, several areas to worry about with our money, digital money 2.0, and take a look. Cash is going the way of the dodo. In other words, it's going to be extinct. Your cash, your paper, is going to be a relic, will no longer be needed. Everything will be done through digital transactions that can be tracked and traced. And this is concerning. A lot of people are worried about this for the sake of security and the government knowing each and every single thing you do, and also the control behind it. What if they think that you've done something you shouldn't do? The ability for them to just take away and turn off your access to your money. They will have full, complete, centralized control of everything through digital dollars. Now, in addition to that, take a look. This just coming out on the 9th, Fed Chair Powell provides update on U.S. central bank digital currency. It's official. This coming out a little bit before Christmas, not too long ago. The United States is developing a bank-to-bank digital currency as they're getting ready to prep this and release it. But not everybody's happy about this. Take a look at this. Ron DeSantis of Florida. Governor Ron DeSantis announces legislation to protect Floridians from a federally controlled central bank digital currency and surveillance state. As a lot of people are vocalizing this, listen, we're going to give the Federal Reserve, the banks of the United States, full control and power over everyone, and they will have access and surveillance over everything. And they're saying, no, we cannot just give them full control and reign over our lives and our money. We need some control ourselves in our society. Now, let me know your thoughts. Do you think that this would be good? They'd be able to monitor everything, and if people aren't doing anything that they shouldn't be, well then, okay, cool. At the same time, though, they have full control and effort. And like I said, what if there's a mistake? What if there's concerns? And what if they decide that they want to start shutting people off access to their digital currency? Can you imagine if you were looking at your phone one day and you could see the app and the information for your bank account, and then suddenly the next day, you don't have access to it anymore. Your phone is off, the app, the access to your currency, your money in your app, it's gone. It's blocked. You no longer have access. So those are the concerns of some of the routes that we might be going here with this, because it's going to be fully and completely centralized and controlled. But let's get into some of the details, as this is being warp speeded. Like I said, this was not supposed to happen till like 2030. We had heard in the reports, I read them for myself, and now they're saying right now, 2023, prepare for launch in July, as they're saying digital dollars are on the way and your paper money. Well, you might want to get out of paper here soon, because it might be good for toilet paper. But let's dive into the latest. Now, if you appreciate the updates, keeping you up to speed on everything, do me a quick favor. Smash the like button, subscribe to stay up to date. I'll let you know everything going on. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. And with that being said, though, let's go ahead and dive right in. Now, linked in the description below to this article that just came out, this is going to give us a little bit of a brief insight as to what's unfolding right now as the U.S. government considers digital currency launch. Design would determine the level of financial privacy. So this is the concern of everybody. How much are they going to be in control, and what's going to be going on here, and what's the design for this? How are they going to be implementing this, and how would we introduce this into society? This would be a massive undertaking, but the future of the U.S. digital dollar will likely hinge on protecting privacy while tracking transactions, as efforts continue to make virtual payments as simple as handing over a $20 bill. While the U.S. government weighs whether to launch a central bank-backed virtual currency, civil liberty advocates and libertarians are pushing for a digital dollar that shields from surveillance and offers similar anonymity to cash. Interest in a digital dollar is fueled in part by the advent of alternatives like cryptocurrencies and the pandemic-driven shift towards more cashless transactions. And cryptocurrencies in themselves, it's so ironic because the entire concept of it is a decentralized currency where there is no control. But now what we have is almost a cryptocurrency that is introduced that gives the government full control and centralization. So this is giving them even more power. So what they were trying to avoid with cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and all of those, they actually created the monster that they were concerned about. They actually made it even worse. They brought to fruition what they were trying to avoid. Now, paving the way for a central bank digital currency in the U.S. would require extensive planning to win over skeptics, work out technical details, and implement policy objectives like fostering economic growth and stability. Now, the privacy a digital dollar affords will depend on design decisions such as how transactions are recorded, how users' identities are verified, and how virtual wallets will work. Details like these would determine how closely transactions could be tracked, either by law enforcement looking for illicit financial dealings or private sector firms interested in consumers' buying habits. It's the design that's everything, says Mark Young, the former U.S. intelligence official who's now chief risk officer at blockchain software technology companies Consens Systems. Young serves as the advisor to the Digital Dollar Project, a group that's researching the challenges and opportunities that would come with a central bank digital currency. The U.S. is among about 100 countries and currency unions that are exploring the possible use of a virtual money issued by a central bank that's not printed or minted like traditional tenders, according to the tracker for the Atlantic Council. Skeptics have dubbed China's deployment of a digital yuan a surveillance coin because it could allow the government to more easily monitor transactions. Surveillance fears have prompted Republican policymakers, including House Majority Whip Tom Emmer of Minnesota and Senator Tom Cruise of Texas, to propose legislation halting any U.S. government efforts to issue a digital dollar directly to Americans in a way that could facilitate financial monitoring. A Democratic-led bill that Representative Stephen Lynch of Massachusetts plans to reintroduce in the session of Congress instead proposes a pilot program testing of a digital dollar technology that would replicate the privacy-preserving features of physical cash. The legislative proposal represents opposing visions of what a digital dollar might mean for American financial freedom and the digital potential. There's tons of sections in here breaking everything down, but basically what they're saying is we're going to go this route, it looks like. Just letting you guys know the truth. Looks like this is going to be unfolding, so prepare yourselves for an introduction of a digital dollar here very soon. Now, as we mentioned, however, not everybody is for this. Take a look at this article that came out on the 20th as Ron DeSantis of Florida is saying, we need to oppose this. Today, Governor Ron DeSantis announces a comprehensive legislation to protect Floridians from the Biden administration's weaponization, he calls it, of the financial sector through a central bank digital currency, or a CBDC. You're going to hear this term quite a lot, a central bank digital currency. A digital currency, a cryptocurrency we would all use that would be centralized, controlled by the government. The legislative proposal protects consumers and businesses from a federally controlled CBDC by expressly prohibiting the use of a federal adopted central bank digital currency as money within Florida's Union Commerce Code, instituting protections against a central global currency by prohibiting any CBDC issued by a foreign reserve or foreign sanctioned central bank, calling the like-minded states to join Florida in adopting similar prohibitions within their respective commercial codes to fight back against the concept nationwide. The Biden administration's efforts to inject a central bank digital currency is about surveillance and control, the Governor Ron DeSantis said. Today's announcement will protect Florida consumers and businesses from the reckless adoption of a centralized digital dollar, which will stifle innovation and promote government-sanctioned surveillance. Florida will not side with the economic central planners. We will not adopt policies that threaten personal economic freedom and security, So again, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you think this is good because they're going to be able to control what's going on, stop any illegal activities, be able to monitor and track everything? Or do you think that no, we need our security and our freedom, our ability to be able to transact with cash, with the ease of using it? But there's also the argument that we don't even really need it anymore, that for the vast majority of people, they've got apps, they've got Venmo, PayPal, all of these ways to transact without paper, and they're saying it's kind of a relic. We don't really need it anymore. But again, it's going to be a digital currency that's centralized, fully controlled by our government. And a lot of people are saying that's too much control. And like I said, what if they make a mistake or something happens and you just suddenly get shut off and no longer have access to your funds? Let me know your thoughts. Now, in addition to that, how are they going to be implementing this with all of the programs that we currently have set in place for like Social Security, which I'm keeping you guys up to date on right now, and all of the different programs that are out there? This is going to be a huge undertaking, an entirely new system, and maybe even an entirely new currency to be introduced. And they're saying now's the time to start running out the test pilots, not 2030, right now in 2023. I will keep you guys up to date. Now, in addition to that, if you do want updates on Social Security, stimulus provisions available, what's available for you and your family, stay subscribed to the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like button and catch out this video next as I get you the latest on some updates on that as well. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.